everybody. My name is Mitchell McIntyre.
And I'm Vanessa Vogel.
And this is Binging with Badness, the only podcast... Thank you for coming.
The only one.
The only one. This is it. There's nothing else out there. If you think there's other things out there, you're wrong. Yeah, so what our whole gimmick here is a mistake.
Oh no, but it's a Christmas miracle.
It is a Christmas mistake, you're right. So what we're going to do is, for those of you who don't know, every year the Hallmark Channel makes 40 movies.
Somehow.
And then they play them pretty much back to back. There's 4 this weekend. I think there's 4 every weekend. 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday on different channels. And we're going to watch all of them.
Yay!
All 40 of them.
Yay! Confetti, it's a parade.
Confetti, it's a parade. We just finished watching the first one, which was Jingle Bell Bride. And when I say just, I mean just, because it is 12:24 in the morning. Technically on October 25th.
Yes.
The same day you're listening to this.
Uh-huh.
So, we're not... Hey, it's 12:25.
Yeah.
Huh?
Merry Christmas.
Merry happy.
Happy winter, everybody.
I say we just finished. We didn't. We actually recorded this for like 20 minutes. And then my computer ate it all. And we lost it.
It's a technical malfunction.
So this whole thing is take 2. So if we're not as funny as you think we should be, the first one was funnier.
This is us trying our best.
What are you guys doing? Our best.
We had practice.
We're also very tired and just watched a Hallmark movie.
That should add to the hilarity, right?
You would think. So that's our whole thing. Mm-hmm. I said this, I said this before, and I'll say it again because I want it to be obvious. If you like these movies, like if you legitimately look forward to these Hallmark movies, I don't want you to think that our whole gimmick is gonna be like bashing them, because let's be honest, you and I, these movies aren't good, and we know that, and we're not surprising anybody. But if we came in here and every single movie we're just like, it's bad, let's look at the acting, it's shit, it'd be dull, and that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is I'm going to start watching every single movie legitimately with an open heart and an open mind, and it's a fancy way of saying we're going to be grading on a bell curve. Because if you put these against any movie you see in the theater this year, not this year, obviously, because for those of you who are watching in the future, we are deep
in this pandemic.
In the 2020 pandemic, which might soon be the 2021 pandemic.
Or the 2022 pandemic. God only knows.
2023 pandemic. We could do this all night. God only knows.
God only knows.
God only knows.
Oh, heaven only knows.
Oh, my stars. Oh, heaven only knows.
Heaven only knows.
So, we've been cooped up inside, and we figured, hey, that's not enough of a test of our sanity. Let's make it worse.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. Like I said, we're going to be grading them against kind of each other.
Meet the baseline.
Yeah, then this is the baseline. Because this is the first one we've seen, we basically rated this a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
5 out of 5. It's perfect. No. It's a 5 out of 10. Which is kind of like we talked about. It's okay.
Yeah. It's card subject to change. Like, if everyone else sucks, it becomes the new 10,
It becomes
right?
better, right?
Yeah.
This could be... Yeah. Right now, it is simultaneously the best and worst.
Yeah. And the most mediocre. It is all the numbers.
Tomorrow, I forget what it's called. I think it's Chateau Christmas. I'll look it up for you.
I hope a prince is involved.
I'm sure it is. I remember seeing in the commercials, there's a prince in one of these.
There's a prince in every one of these.
Yeah. Not this one.
She was the Christmas princess.
She was the princess. Oh, you're right. There's a princess. Oh, no. Oh no, it's starting. But yeah, so that's the whole thing. We're not, if this is your trash,
Or your joy or whatever.
or your joy, I get it, dude. I do. But yeah, so we're gonna be kind of grading them against themselves.
So
And we hope to come away with like a positive.
it's Christmas, damn you.
Yeah. Look, it's been a dark year.
It is.
Man. It has been. I sincerely hope, to each and every one of you, I hope 2020 is the worst year of your life.
Yeah. I hope it's nothing but up from here.
Exactly. And yes, it's not even Halloween yet. And even those of you who know me know how much I deeply love Christmas. Dude, it's early for me. And I'm staring at a Christmas tree right now.
Yes.
We have one in our bedroom, which is where we're doing this. And I put it out every September 16th.
Can you tell how many days is until it's Christmas?
Hold on.
You don't know the simultaneously?
You'd think I'd have it memorized.
Yeah, I thought.
But I have a countdown on my phone. I have a live wallpaper on my phone that tells me how many days it is until Christmas. We're in the 60s. But yeah. So we just want to come away with a bit of positivity, god damn it.
Yeah, because it's been Halloween since March.
I was going to say, a little bit of hope, a little bit of joy. But also, I strongly believe this is going to test my love of Christmas.
And movies. Don't forget
And
that.
movies. I love movies. But, although I will say, this one didn't have a whole lot of, like, Christmas. Like, it was definitely, like, a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, like, all about it.
Yeah.
It's not... I wouldn't call it a Chino.
You're going to have to explain to the nice people at home what that means.
I know. So I have a phrase for movies that technically take place on Christmas, but do not involve Christmas whatsoever.
Literally all the Ms. movies.
Yeah, there's 2 movies starring Mike Mizanin that are Christmas movies, and both of them are like this. I call them Chinos, or Christmas in name only. And I am positive some of these will turn into that. They have to. But that's enough about chatting to the future. Let's get on with what's going on right now. And that's Jingle Bell Bride. So Jingle Bell Bride is a movie starring Julie Gonzalo and Ronnie Rowe Jr. Now, I don't know who they are. Or at least I thought. Julie Gonzalo has been in other movies. More famously, she was in a movie called Freaky Friday in 2004, which was Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. Laurie Strode. Huh? Anybody? No? Okay. It's Halloween. That counts.
Or the lady who used to sell us yogurt. Yes.
That's true. And another Jamie Lee Curtis movie, much worse than Freaky Friday 2004. Also another Christmas movie, Christmas with the Cranks. I don't know about you guys listening at home. I've heard there's some positive memories of this movie. They're wrong. No, I know I just said I'm going to be super positive and open-minded for these Hallmark movies, and I will be. But Christmas with the Cranks is terrible.
Kids, someone might enjoy it. They play it on television.
I know they do, and God bless you. If you love that movie, I mean, we can never be friends. But go ahead, man. You do you.
Our point being is, what's her name? Julie Gonzalo?
Julie Gonzalo has done this before.
Is the daughter that ruins everything. So
she plays the daughter who doesn't come home for Christmas in Christmas with the Cranks, and they're like, I guess we won't deal with Christmas whatsoever. And then she comes back at the last moment and just
And next thing you know, Jamie Lee Curtis is chasing a hand.
Yeah, and she just fucks everything up. That's her. And I will say she does a pretty okay job in this movie. Both the leads are serviceable. They don't have a whole lot of chemistry.
They don't have a whole lot of lines either, so...
Yeah, that's it. The other half of this is Ronnie Rowe Jr., who I hadn't seen him in anything, really. He's done a couple of things at TV. He's done a couple movies. And he played Black Cop in the movie Black Cop.
We hope it's good.
I assume it's good. I don't want to make any jokes about it because I've never seen it. It sounds like it might be silly because he's Black Cop in a movie called Black Cop. But it could also be a very serious movie about race relations in the police department. And I'm not touching that with a 40-foot clown pole.
Or it could be an Adam Sandler movie. You don't know.
That's exactly what it could be. It is directed by Alan Harmon, who has... I talked about this before, but there are people who, like, wait for these Christmas movies like we would wait for a Marvel movie. Like, they wait, and they discuss, and they talk about who's directing, who's starring, who's, like, writing, and there's, like, a pool of actors, directors, writers who are in the Hallmark sphere.
Okay, like, who are these fans? What is the demographic that we're pandering to?
I
Like,
gotta imagine it's older, right? Like,
are these just old women, old men?
I gotta imagine it skews older white women. I don't know. If you're out there, honestly, like, if you are the type of person to
watch these things every year
and, like, pay attention to them and, like, really, like, look into them, send us a message, write me on Twitter. I'm at Empty Square. Because I want to know you.
Yeah, who are you?
Who are you really? And I'm not making a joke. I really do want to know.
What's the demographic that they're talking to?
Yeah, what are you all about?
Because we're pretty sure it's not us.
Yeah, that is true. So it's a director by the name of Alan Harmon who did things. I'm gonna read them off to you. Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater, Jingle Bell Bride, Holiday Hearts, Christmas Under the Stars, A Winter Princess, Mingle All the Way, Road to Christmas, and You're Bakin' Me Crazy. You're Bacon, BACON, me crazy.
That sounds great. Like,
it sounds like bacon. We just had a bacon soda.
let's not bring that tragedy into this.
Oh, it's going to come up whether we want it or not.
Yeah, that would be my heartburn.
Yeah. So that's the director. So I don't know if you know, is he good? He's done this before. They both have experience in this kind of thing, because the writer is a lady by the name of Marcy Holland, who was responsible for Time for Us to Come Home for Christmas, Picture Perfect, Time for You to Come Home for Christmas,
A little passive aggressive.
Sailing into Love, Hometown Christmas, Time for Me to Come Home for Christmas, Christmas Everlasting, and the Christmas joy that is Did I Kill My Mother? Apparently, Marcy Holland, alongside these Christmas movies, does a lot of true crime dramatizations about murder.
My kind of girl.
Yeah, right? And also the movie Santa Shark.
Santa Shark do 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 do. Santa Shark do 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 do. The shark do 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 do. Chompy chomp. Santa Shark.
This will be the remainder of the podcast. Thank you for joining. Santa Shark do 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 do. Santa Shark do 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 do. I really wanted to end it there.
I mean, you can still play that, like, at the end.
Just constantly in the background for the next hour. Fun fact, we've almost watched Santa Shark like 3 times.
And I keep voting for it.
And I will continue to vote for it. It's coming, and it's coming like a freight train. So a little summing up of this movie. A wedding planner named Jess ends up in a remote Alaskan town and falls in love with its Christmas pageantry, as well as a local man helping her out to find a rare flower. So basically, she is a super-powered, like, wedding planner, and her client, who is like a superstar, I guess, a musician, and this is gonna be like a big wedding, wants this fancy-ass flower that she tries to look for all over New York, and she can't find it. So she goes to Alaska because they have a festival called the Jingle Bell Festival, where this flower is called the Jingle Bell Flower because we're very creative. And she goes there to get the flower from Alaska. Now, I don't care how good at my job I am and how much of my job hinges on this one client, fuck that. Like, going all the way, this, like I said, this takes place in New York. That is a 10-hour flight at least.
So she said it's 20 hours round trip, right?
It's 20-hour round trip to go get a couple of flowers. Like,
oh no, she came away with like 4 boxes.
Still. That's, still. Can't you get him to ship them to you? Like, no, FedEx that sucker.
They solved that in the first 15 minutes.
I know they do, but they solved it wrong.
You FedEx it, and she was just like, yeah, maybe they'll give me more if I show up in person. Because I kind of lied.
Yeah.
About how many I need.
That is true. That is true, she did. But still, right? Like, and she, the client needs it for her bouquet.
And her boutonnieres. And a flower arch that she suddenly wants.
Well, that was the other thing I was wondering. She said, does she want the flower arch made from the fancy flowers? Because she doesn't get that.
There is a flower arch, but it doesn't have the flower.
But it's not the Jingle Bell flower. Anyway, spoiler alert.
Anyway, let's.
I wonder if you guys watched this when it came out. Let us know what you thought. Because I imagine some of you are just listening to this for kicks.
Yeah.
But if you're like watching these along with us, let us know what you think. Because, dude, we got nothing.
Okay.
No.
So, let's start from the top.
So starting from the top, curtain up. Our main character, Jess, played by the aforementioned Julie Gonzalo, is a super high-powered, super busy wedding planner, and you can tell she's super busy because literally the first time we see her, she's doing the thing where she's on her cell phone, and she's like, oh, we need 500 people to this. I know the fire marshal said it's only 500, but it actually goes up to 550. So move my 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, my 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, my 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and then my 5 o'clock to go fuck himself.
Business, numbers, business.
Yeah, business, numbers, business. And then she shows up to this lady who is her sister. Yeah. And they're like, hi, oh, great. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. And her sister's like, oh, it's okay. But she says it super passive-aggressively. She's like, oh, no, it's fine. I'm just happy I could be penciled in to the world's most powerful wedding attorney. And she was like, it was a joke, but she had that like, ha, 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 you bitch, behind her voice.
She's a wedding planner, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
What did I say?
Attorney.
I did say attorney, didn't I?
Yeah.
For some reason in my head, and as I keep saying it, I keep wanting to say high-powered attorney. She's not. She's a wedding planner.
Yeah.
But you know why? Because this character is the almost exact character as Jim Carrey in the movie Liar Liar.
I still have yet to see that movie.
I think you'd like it. It's a Jim Carrey in the 90s. And,
so back when I gave a fuck. Cool.
Yeah, exactly, right? So yeah, they talk, and
her sister's just like, it's so sad that you never come to Christmas anymore.
Yeah. And Jess is like, oh, it's okay. I just have to get this promotion. And this promotion that's going to take me to London, England. And the sister's like, that's great. You get this promotion and then you move away and then we super never see you.
I live in the same city as you and I never see you.
Yeah. Like, how is this going to make life better?
And she just kind of shrugs and like, Skype, I guess?
It's like, IDK, Skype? What? We'll write letters like the Amish. I don't know.
Email.
Which is like, I understand that. Like, moving away from your friends and your family, it's hard. But, like, she's super flippant about it. Which is not cool.
And so her sister brings in the big guns, which is her own 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah, so an adorable little girl shows up out of nowhere, like an RKO. And
it's like, hey, Aunt Jess.
Yeah, she's like, I'm cute and lovable. And we're like, I guess you are. And she's like, oh, Jess, are you coming with us to see the tree lighting? Because we're in New York and we have the exact same establishing shots as the show 30 Rock. She's like, oh, sorry, I can't make it because I'm a super high-powered wedding attorney.
Planner.
I did that one on purpose. Super high-powered wedding planner. But it's okay. You understand. You're 7. And the little girl's just like, okay, no. Na-na.
But you'll be coming tomorrow, right?
Yeah, you'll be coming to decorate our tree, right? She's like, of course I am. And if you've seen any movie, you know immediately, like, she ain't coming. So she goes right from that to a meeting with her new client, who I thought for the longest time in the movie was played by the lady who played Valencia in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. And you thought was played by...
I thought she was just low-rent version of Christy from Pentatonics.
Pentatonics, right. She's not either of them. I did not Google who she was.
She just sang into the camera and then was just like, I guess I'm a pop star.
Yeah. So she's a super... she's a super, like, famous pop star, I guess. And you know this because for 4 seconds she sings Deck the Halls. Into a mic, which is, I'm almost positive, is the exact same setup I have right now. It's like a Yeti mic with a pop filter. And it was literally like, you cut in, and she's like, fa la 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 la. Okay, that's enough there. Gonna stop in the middle of the song. And that's all the singing she does.
Yes. Look, I'm a singer. Oh, look, the door.
Look, I've sung once. I am a singer. Ariana Grande, she is not.
So not Ariana goes to the door and was just like, oh, hey, wedding planner.
Yeah, so wedding planner shows up.
And Jess is like, so I got your dress. And she's like, yay. And like, your veil is somewhere.
That's never really explained what happened to it.
Yeah, and then she freaks out and she's supposed to look like the bad guy. And like, if it's 2 weeks before my wedding and my veil is considered somewhere, I would lose my shit too.
Yeah, and they don't go so far as to make her a bridezilla. But like, she makes a couple comments that you're just like, you're kind of a bitch. If you weren't getting married right now, I'd do nothing about it because you're rich.
And so she makes an absolutely absurd request of like, I want to change all the flowers in my wedding. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, so they have all the flowers. They have it. And they were flown in from
the side of a volcano.
Was it Ecuador or...
I don't know, but it was the side of a volcano, and they're apparently very...
Oh, it was Ecuador. I wrote it down. Yeah, it was like the side of a volcano, these tiny roses. And then she's like, I want them changed. I found this picture, and she holds up a picture of her grandma holding these flowers. And it's funny because, like, Jess picks it up and she goes, wow, it's so beautiful. And you see the poster, and it's just like a lady in, like, somebody's rec room with like wood paneling behind it, and she's gussied up for a wedding, but she has these flowers, but it's a sepia tone picture, like you can't tell. It's like, wow, it's so pretty. And they had a name, but the nickname was Jingle Bell Flowers, because it's a Christmas movie.
Why not?
Why not? Right? She's getting married on Christmas or on Christmas Eve.
So she's just like, so make them all this flower. And she's like, your wedding's in like 2 weeks. And she's like, oh, so you have time.
Yeah. She's like, your wedding is in 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, good. You have plenty of time. And she's like, well, why don't we just do it fucking normal? We'll get you normal. Well, like the flowers we have. And she's like, well, I hired you because you can get
me fucking anything.
Yeah. She's like, I heard you guys were the best. And I need the best.
And she was like, okay. This is a bad idea, but okay.
I guess.
To her credit, she's just like, oh, this is a bad idea.
You know? Yeah, like Jess, who sees it, who hears this, and is just like, uh-oh. She goes to every flower shop in New York, and none of them have it.
Because it's 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
And who wants to make that request?
And she goes to her boss, and she's like, hey, this is dumb.
This flower is dead and out of season or something.
I'm not going to be able to do this. Let's do something else. And her boss is just like, you have to figure this out. Your promotion hinges on it. And like there was a bit of dialogue that I wrote down. The boss goes, this is the boss and Jess talking back to each other. And she says, Jess, do you know what I see when I look at you? A bit of yourself? No. Oh, that was funny.
Wow. Rude.
Yeah, like, damn, lady. So Jess sees this news story about this place in Alaska having something called a Jingle Bell Festival, where they grow and like show off with these flowers. So she makes a deal. She calls up the mayor of the town, and she's like, I will take all of your flowers.
Yeah, and so I have a note here. Like, you can just call up the mayor of a town. There's no pomp, no circumstance.
Yeah.
There's no secretary being all can I take a message?
It was real quick. Just like, get me Sarah Palin.
She was just like, can I talk to the mayor of this rando town? And they were like, sure.
Hi, can I talk to the mayor of your town? Sure. Hey, Linda! Lady wants to talk to you.
Some rando from New York wants to talk to you.
I mean, it's a small town, but it ain't that small.
I mean, what did it say? It was 112 people?
I don't know if they said it.
Yes, they said it was 112. My notes say 112.
So basically, she's like, hey, I will buy all of your flowers.
Well, some of your flowers.
Most of your flowers. And I'll also pay... This is a weird kind of half-assed storyline. I'll pay for a music program?
No, she's going to buy the flowers from the town.
Right.
And they are going to let this deal go through so they can fund a music
program. Fund the music program. This is mentioned once.
No, that's why the mayor was willing to throw the festival under the bus. So, in the name of school funding. Support your schools, people.
For God's sake. And instead of getting it FedExed like a normal human, she flies her ass across the country.
Because she wants more, and she lied about how many she needed.
Yeah, so she was hoping just by showing up, it would guilt them into giving more flowers. But before she leaves, she goes back to her sisters on the night they're decorating the tree. And it's just like, hi, I have to go. I've come here to disappoint your daughter.
And she's kind of passive-aggressively like, you kind of suck.
Yeah, and then the daughter shows up. She's like, oh, you're here. Mom says you're the only person who can string together popcorn, and we have to get it to the highest part of the tree. And she's just like, I'm sorry, kid. I can't do it now, but I won't be back
in time for that. I've got to catch a plane.
So
we forgot about Blondie, who was just like, hey, so I was bored and made a bunch of peppermint. Like, that was super easy.
She comes up more later in the movie, but there's like a villain, I guess.
Sort of.
I can't remember her name. I wrote it down somewhere.
I called her the Vulture, but...
Oh, yeah. So she's the person who's basically going to try to take over her case while she's gone, which is a dick move. And she shows up with these peppermint
sticks.
Yeah, peppermint sticks or candy canes. And she's like, it's a family recipe.
Because peppermint's fucking easy to make.
I was going to say, like, what else did you add?
How did you make peppermint while doing a 3-hour cake tasting? Like, guys.
Yeah, she mentions it's a cake tasting and, like,
she had some time to kill and she was making peppermint. Like, do you know how hard it is to make peppermint?
I honestly have no idea.
It's candy making, and candy making is not fucking easy.
I wouldn't think so. But yeah, so she's just like, oh, I whipped up a bunch of candy canes. They're good for stress,
which is definitely code for it's poisoned.
She has yeah, right. She has 100% said, like, I just love how you'll wear anything no matter how it looks on you.
Wow.
Yeah, what a dick move.
So she's evil.
So I've noticed with her sister and her little girl, we're doing the 90s family trope of dad is too busy at his high-powered job to spend time with little kid, and that makes little kid sad, and dad has to learn meaning of Christmas and family. But they didn't give her the kid, it's her sister. So, like, you have the sister, you have her daughter. Why not just make them a couple? Like, it's a too
gay.
I was going to say, make it gay, you cowards. That's clearly what they wanted to do. It was a female lead, and it was a sister. Just, I don't know, like, how churchy Hallmark is. I imagine it's quite.
But if she was in a relationship, how was she going to get together with Black Cop?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. But then, I don't know, make it an ex-wife. You know, this is possible. But it was just weird how they stretched that so thin. Like, she was really into her sister's life, man. I got uncles I barely see anymore, so...
So, anyway, She disappoints a little girl, and there's a blonde woman at work who's just like, hey, so can't help but notice you're overstressed, and here's some poisoned, definitely not poisoned candy.
Yeah.
And so she's just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, so she's like, I'm on my way to Alaska. She arrives in the town. I wrote it down, but I'm using a tablet, and it auto-corrected it. So it says here they arrived in Tapers. That's not what the place was called. Do you remember what it was called?
It was something close to that, though. It was Can you click on the word? Will it tell you if you click on the word sometimes?
No, it's been so long.
Oh.
So we're going to call it Tapers until I can figure out what it was called.
Tapley? Tiffany? I don't know.
So, and then they're immediately hit by the, like, city girl in a small town. Like, she lands, it's like, in this one room.
It's a hangar.
Yeah, it's basically a hangar. And she's like, where's baggage claim? Are they sending me a car? Like, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Which is, from what we know, we're only like 15, 20 minutes into the movie at this point. But it's kind of out of character. Like, she knows that's not how these places work. Like
a 2-second glance, we'll notice, like, there's no baggage claim. You came in on a one-person, like, flight.
Yeah, you should know these things. So enter assumed love interest, whose name is Matt. And she's like, they're supposed to be sending me a car. Somebody's sending me a car. And she's calling up. She's like, oh, you were supposed to send me a car? There's supposed to be a car here. I should have a car with a driver. And they're just like, he should be there. And then it's our love interest is just like, sup.
Eating her cookies. But
yeah, like, she does this thing where she goes to a, you okay?
Oh, I'm very sneezy right now.
Yeah, she has like a fist fight with a vending machine trying to get cookies. Matt shows up and Fonzie's that bitch, and then the cookies fall, and then he's just like eating cookies and just like, sup, I'm your ride. And she's like, you're also eating my cookies. And he's like, I know, what's up?
Sup, girl, how you living?
How you living? I will say, he's a good looking dude.
Yeah. He's the charisma of a rock, but he's a good looking dude.
He's not great, eh? Like, he's okay. Both of them are okay. There was no particularly, like, awful thing where you're just like, how did you get out of community theater? But there was no, like, oh, you should be in other movies. No, you're right where you should be. Yeah. So,
to her credit, who makes oatmeal mint chips?
That is weird. Is that what the cookies were?
Yeah. It's oatmeal mint or something like that. I
missed
paused and looked at it like, what the?
That might be good.
Oatmeal and mint?
Might be. So, there's also, it's supposed to be, like, super awkward. Like, oh, what an awkward first meeting. And how now will they ever love each other? And it's not that awkward.
It's a little weird.
It's a little weird, but it's nothing like a, oh, sorry, let's go. Couldn't handle. It's like there's a weird like 30-second. They were just like, oh, this is awkward, you know, like how I'm sorry, because it's just like, you know, and
she's so New York,
yeah,
and he's so country bumpkin,
and Matt's just like, cool, dude, you want to ride? And she's like, my truck's outside, and again she has this weird like, wait a minute, truck.
Yeah, I guess she was expecting a stretch limo.
Not a truck. Like,
that was a little weird.
And again, kind of out of character.
Like, she was established as a pretty, intelligent human being here.
Yeah.
Anyway, she gets in the truck, and they drive to the world's smallest town of 112 people.
Yeah, so, and then also, like, it's Alaska, right? So it's snowy. Mm-hmm. And she looks like she's just dumbfounded by snow. Just like, how could any of this happen? She lives in New York.
Last time I checked, New York dies in the winter.
I was going to say, New York snows like a son of a gun. So, like, she shouldn't be, like...
completely baffled.
Yeah, surprised. They also, and this happens later, but she's like, you need a coat. Like, she's not dressed for the winter. But her and Matt are wearing roughly the same thing. Like, the same thickness of coat and, like, the same kind of boots.
Like... if she was from California, that would make some freaking sense.
That was the thing. So, like, you wanted to write her from Los Angeles, but you wrote New York for some reason.
But you could only find footage for New York. I get it.
Yeah, and that would have made some sense. It's still dumb, but... so as they try to drive to the town, they stop for a moose.
Because moose.
Because Alaska, there's moose.
Much moose.
And as they try to get going again, the car is stuck in the snow because of course it is. So she gets out and she's like, all right, you steer, I'll push. Mm-hmm. And Matt just like, oh no, I can't let that happen. And she goes, why? He goes, 'cause you're not dressed for it. Yeah, she is. Mm-hmm. And like, she's not going to be out there for that long. Doesn't take very long to push a car. And so there's just like weird, I don't like hyper masculine thing. I don't even know why it happened.
Isn't dead.
Maybe that's what it is, but it was dumb. So she gets in to steer and he pushes and they don't go anywhere. And there's another weird like trying to be awkward kind of thing, mm-hmm. where she was like, all right, then I'll steer and you push. And he goes, I don't know. Goes, why not? Because I'm afraid you'll just drive off without me. Why?
New York be New Yorkin'.
I guess, man. So they're really trying to play this whole thing up, and I don't know. It doesn't work at all.
No. Anyway, they make it to the greenhouse, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, so they get to, it's like a flower shop. Like, it's not even really a greenhouse.
It's sort of a greenhouse. There's stuff growing on the walls. It's a greenhouse.
They get to the flower place, and we see these Jingle Bell flowers for the first time, and they're not great.
I mean, they're bell-shaped.
Yeah, so, but like, what did you think when you first saw the flowers? Are you like, this is worth the time and effort?
There must be a trillion of them if you want to make this worth the time. She must be charging the bride so much money to get these flowers.
You have to, right? So yeah, we see the flowers. They're okay.
I mean, they're cute.
They're kind of cute, but they're not worth going to Alaska for.
Look, if the pop star wants silly, not Ariana Grande wants these flowers, damn it. All right.
I guess we go for them. So we get the flowers, and she's like, great, I'm going to leave. She's like, turn her ass right back around.
I feel like we're solving the plot really quickly with this whole thing.
I felt like it too. And then they go back to the thing. Poor Matt has to lift like 4 styrofoam, like freezer boxes of the things. Clearly empty, but we'll let him have it.
Because we can't actually find 1,500 of these flowers.
I was going to say, because flowers aren't exactly that heavy. And so they get back to the airport, and she's like, I'm ready to leave. And the guy's like, yeah, we don't have a plane. It's like, what do you mean we don't have a plane?
Wait, what?
The last flight just left. She's like, but you're the pilot. And she's like, we have more than 2 pilots. And so, like, you're just stuck here till tomorrow.
Whoops.
Wah, wah. Now what will we do?
Hello, plot.
And the plot is here. So she's like, I guess I'll die. And Matt's like, how about you stay with me and my aunt? And she's like, that's a fate worse than death, but I guess.
I thought she was a little more adamant about it than that.
A little bit. I'm putting it on perhaps a little bit.
I guess they don't have a Motel 6 in this town, but okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So she gets there, and this house has more Christmas deco than any Christmas store I've ever seen. They have at least 3 Christmas trees. Every wall has a wreath on it. Their electric bill must be out of the goddamn.
I'm not gonna lie, I liked it.
Cutes. I counted. There was like 5 wreaths on the windows outside the house.
More wreaths.
That was all electrified, so your electric bill is like in the thousands.
Yeah, but if somebody else pays for it, it's dope. So we see this house, and they're like, all right, well, we'll go check out the Jingle Bell Festival.
Fuck it, I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, and that's basically what it is. Like, I guess what else am I gonna do with my life? And so they go, and there's this lady who's just like super gung ho about the whole thing.
That's the mayor, ain't it?
Was it the mayor?
Yeah.
I missed that. You're probably right.
So the mayor is just like, hey everyone, it's me, your mayor.
Yeah, hello, I'm mayor.
And we're going to crown the Jingle Bell Princess?
Yeah, the Jingle Bell Princess. So, I don't know about you guys, But every time, like, where I'm from a town called Leamington. And we have the Tomato Festival. And we crown a Miss Tomato pageant kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's like a competition. This is decided in a raffle.
Yeah.
Now, like, I figured it was like a prom king and queen thing.
Yeah.
Where you vote. No, it's a raffle.
And it doesn't even appear you need to be entered into the raffle. Your name is just automatically selected, and then you're picked at random like a sacrifice.
To become like Miss the Jingle Bell Princess.
Well, in a town of 112, it's pretty easy to put everybody's name in the bucket, isn't it?
That's true. So Jess puts her name in because clearly she'd never win.
And so she wins.
Yeah, but we don't know that yet. I will admit she does win. But I thought that would be like revealed at the end of the movie because it's like the end of the pageant.
I'm just saying, like, we're burning through a lot of plot.
I was gonna say, and it happens like 10 minutes later. Whoops.
Got it?
Yeah, I went down.
Okay.
So yeah, she signs up the thing, and there's a moment where they're just like, they're trying to build up Jess as somebody who can't handle life in Alaska. Which yeah, I get it. She's a city gal.
Look, it takes 4 days to get a pizza in Alaska. I don't blame her.
Yeah, and like it blows, but again, they're just like, oh, you need a jacket, and you need boots, and you need this, and you need that. But again, she's wearing the exact same like type of jacket that Matt is. And like her boots are like more, stylish and less work boot, but like it gets the job done. And also, and this is just occurring to me, you never see their breath.
Yeah, because it's in the middle of July or whatever.
I was gonna say, like, it's clearly not that cold out, and it's a nice little town, but it's like it's not out in the tundra.
That's true.
It's like close to Anchorage, like it's not like a Nanook of the North style kind of thing. They're really playing up like she can't handle it out here. I mean, yeah, she could.
I mean, you look like the type of town that has a Walmart, so I think it's okay.
Like, I still don't want to live there, but, like, you could. So she calls up her boss and is like, hey, kind of weird, stuck in Alaska. And her boss is like, well, that's awful. What'll you do? And she's like, that's easy. And then her phone dies.
Whoops.
And she's like, oh, can I borrow a phone charger? I left mine in New York. Have you guys ever traveled before?
Is that not the first thing you grab when you leave the house?
I was going to say, like, outside of my wallet, my passport, and my phone itself, my phone charger is the next thing you check.
That's true. You do the keys, wallet, phone dance.
Yeah.
And then you grab your charger because you know it's going to die.
Nobody ever doesn't pack their charger, even if it's just for a quick 20-hour jaunt. Like, whose phone lasts 20 hours anymore?
On top of that, there's at least one person that has the same charger as you. So
exactly. And so that's a big thing. And, like, even if she forgot it, like, you don't forget your charger?
I don't think she did it on purpose, but like,
no, I don't think so either. But that's what I mean. Like you said, it's like the fourth thing you get. So like that's awkward, and I thought it was going to be another like major plot point. Oh, she can't call home. She can't call her boss because her phone's dead. But Matt gets her another charger like the next day.
The very next day, you charged your phone.
Yeah, like it's not a thing.
Yeah, a lot of things that you would think are just major plot points get solved like immediately.
Solved real fast.
So after that, let's see, is she crowned Miss
no,
Princess?
So like that's the night. She goes to their home and she meets the
aunt.
She meets the aunt who's nice. And then she's like, oh well, this is some hometown hospitality that you're not used to having out there in in the big city. And she's like, you're right, I guess I'm not. Goodbye forever. And then she wakes up the next day and she's like, I'm ready to go home. And then the plane is literally in pieces. He's like, oh, the plane is down for maintenance. We won't have the part until Monday, which is 3 days later.
Whoops.
Yeah. Like, you were the one who told me there was gonna be a plane today. If this is maintenance, like, what the fuck? Drop me a line or something.
He was like, well, it gets the point across, doesn't it?
Yeah, so, like, she's stuck. She's stuck forever.
So, welcome to your new life in Alaska.
You live in Alaska now forever.
Is that how we get people to move to Alaska?
I guess, right?
Okay.
Also, this is just me. The pilot that they refer to a couple of times,
yeah.
Does he not look like a low-rent Steve Carell? Or Steve Carell?
Isn't he browner than Steve Carell?
A little bit, but, like, you take that away, and he's got, like, the same, like, kind of goofy look.
He is a little goofy.
So Matt...
But, like, a kind of goofy.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Matt, who's just been a fucking hero since she's been here, was like, well, you might as well just live in my house for the last couple of days. Like, whatever. Gives her the phone charger, making that plot cul-de-sac completely pointless.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the next day, they're just like, let's just go to the Jingle Bell Festival.
Woo!
That'll be fun. And they do the raffle for the princess, which, like I said, I thought would be the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's the very beginning. And wouldn't you know it, it's Jess, who is immediately kind of a bitch about it.
Well, like, if you were apparently this is a big deal to them, right?
Right. Well,
and
no,
then...
it's all like, not circumstantial, but it's all like pageantry. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah, but like, in a town where everybody entered, like, the stranger wins? That's a little weird.
Yeah, but they, like, nobody... That would have been, a decent, like, plot about it. Everybody was super, like, happy about it.
Yeah.
Like, congratulate... Even, like, the lady, the mayor who pulled it was just like, well, wouldn't you know it? It's our guest, Jessica, last name withheld.
Perez.
Was it Perez?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't remember. And she's just like, oh, no, I can't be the princess here. I don't know. I couldn't do that. And Matt's just like, would you chill?
All it is shaking hands and kissing babies.
Yeah, that's literally just like, no, it's gonna be fine, man. Just, and
she gets a cute little crown.
She does get a cute little tiara, which, and this happens 3 or 4 times. Whenever she has to do her, like, princess duties, Matt always puts it on her head. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't she have it? Like...
Maybe it's, like, the one piece of nice jewelry this town has. Like...
I guess, eh? But every time Matt is just like, and you're ready. But why does Matt have it?
Because it's his town.
Because he's actually... The town is actually called Matt Town.
Yeah.
And it belongs to him.
I mean, if it's 100 people and he's one person, that means he considers like 1% of the population.
That's true. That's a good point. So later that night, they get mistaken for a couple for the first time. And we have that, like, how long have you been together? What? Us?
Oh,
no. Oh, what? No. I can't. No, us?
No.
But Jess is, like, way more uncool about it than Matt is. It reminds me of that scene from How I Met Your Mother. So it's like, wow, 36 no's. Really? Really?
This is 36 no? This is what our relationship is?
Yeah, 36 no's. Yeah, she was super like, no, God, no. Because it sounded like less that they thought they were a couple and more like we tried to light her on fire.
I think our relationship deserves more than no, God, no. Why are you doing this to me?
Why are you doing this to me? No. So she calls up the client.
Yes.
And what's funny is that she never told the client she was in Alaska for her.
Yeah.
Which I thought would be like call number 2.
Well, if it's 20-hour round trip, she could be there and back without ever, like, her knowing.
Yeah,
right?
Like, I know it was supposed to be a surprise, but when you know, like, and then she tells her here, I believe. She's just like, oh, there's a problem with something. Where are you right now? She's like, well, I'm kind of far away. She's like, what, Midtown? He goes, no, Alaska.
And then click.
And then, yeah, the call drops.
And nothing.
And nothing. This is the other thing. So, her having bad cell service is a bit of a Deus Ex Machina to keep the plot going. Because every time she's going to, like, explain what the hell, the call drops and she can't get her words out. But, like, she's talking to the client, the call drops, and we cut the scene to, like, hours later. She has made no attempt to re-reach her.
Doesn't the client call her later and she, like, misses the call?
She misses the call, yeah. She makes no attempt whatsoever to call her back.
Okay, again, I've been told my veil is somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to make a tiny alteration to my dress a week before my wedding, which is an insane request. I'm just going to put that shit out there.
As far as Renee knows, my wedding planner has fucked off to Alaska because the stress of the job became too much. She doesn't know that the Jingle Bell flowers are in...
I mean, she can probably put it together.
Maybe, but that's not the first thing you go to.
That's true.
You gotta think horses, not zebras. You know what I mean?
Like, I told her I wanted this flower, and what is she gonna do? She can just get it on the internet, I guess.
I was gonna say, okay, so I told her I wanted to change flowers. I call her. She's in Alaska.
And so... Now what do I do about my dress, and my veil, and my flowers, and...
And this is where the bad lady kind of swoops in. And she's just like, hey, you know... Jess is... this thing is a shambles. Which kind of is.
Jess is doing a real bad job,
Yeah, it's like, why don't you call me? And, you know, I'll take care of it just in case Jess can't. And you know what?
And to her boss's credit, she's like, no, she's got this.
That's true. Like, yeah, she goes up to the boss and she's like, Jess is really fucking up. Why don't you give me the job? And she's like, no. Cool, bye. But if I'm Renee, if I'm Ariana Grande, and I call my wedding planner and she's in bloody Alaska, and somebody else comes up to me who was part of the same firm, like they're part of the same company.
That's true. She went to Ariana Grande at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
And goes, hey, I'll help. I too would be like, yeah, all right.
And, like, she solved the veil issue. She was like, hey, I found your veil.
That's true. She did solve the veil issue, which we still don't know what the issue was, but there was one.
It was somewhere, and she found it.
She was somewhere, and now it's here. What more do you want? But yeah, so that's what that's all about.
Yeah. So, you know, so Blondie is trying to take this case from under her. And, like, if I was Jess, I would be pissed because I put all this work into it and now she wants to put her name on it. No.
Yeah, right? And actually, Matt brings this up.
Does he?
A little bit later when she's like, oh, I'm super worried Renee hasn't been calling me. And Matt's like, isn't that a good thing? It's like, she hasn't stopped calling you since. She's like, no, but I'm super worried something's happened. She's like, well, does she know what you're doing for her? And she's like, no. And Matt's just like, hello. And that's what I said.
We were like, well, how are we going to solve this? Like adults, I guess, huh?
Yeah, right?
Which is a weird stance to take in movie land.
You know, I'm just saying, throw her a text.
And again, their guest room, who, by the way, they didn't know they were having guests, has garland on the bed, its own Christmas tree.
Yeah, they went hard.
Are Christmas deco, like, super cheap in Alaska? Like,
you know what? They must be.
Like, does everyone shop at a Pier 1 that just gives away free stuff?
They talk about how there's only one store, and so they must just be the Christmas store, too. We find out a little bit later, when we find out kind of like our characters' backstories, they're doing a ball, like a Christmas dance at the end of the Jingle Bell Bash, whatever it was called. The Jingle Bell Festival.
Yes.
And they were going to do it at this one place, and then that one place cannot be used anymore for some reason.
For plot-related reasons.
And then the mayor swoops in, and she's like, I got a place. And we see this place, and it's supposed to be like a shithole.
It's like the rec center or something.
It's like a rec center. But it's they build it up as like, oh no, what are we gonna do now?
There's a ladder on the floor.
I was gonna say, and it's just like, it's kind of dirty.
It's not prepared.
There's a ladder on the floor, and a dartboard falls over. And that's it. Like, it's not in that bad a shape.
Well, like, you didn't need the dartboard anyway, so, that saves you some time.
And then Jess comes in, and she's like, oh, bitch, we got this. We'll just put the band here. We'll move this over here. We'll put table.
We'll take the ladder off the floor.
We'll take the ladder off the floor. We'll sweep. And we'll do this, and this, because she's a wedding planner. And, like, everybody's just like, what is this superpower?
So somehow the town has tricked Jess into planning the festival for them without paying her.
So here's where we get some backstory. Jess has been, like, a planner her whole life. She always wanted to, like, she planned birthday parties and she planned Christmases ever since she was really young. She's basically Amy Santiago.
Yeah.
And we learn a little bit about Matt, who... actually lived in New York for quite a while until his uncle died.
Yep.
And then he came to Alaska to kind of like take over for him and help out his aunt.
Which is actually kind of sweet. Whatever.
Which it is a little bit. And he just like uprooted his whole life to help out here.
And he's got like a dissertation he's got to finish or something like that.
Yeah, he was, something happened to him 2 years ago, which I don't think is ever expounded on.
Was he married?
He was married. He was definitely married.
And then it ended poorly.
But ambiguously so.
Like, we don't know if he got divorced or she died or what the deal was.
I think the idea is it was a divorce. Because I believe somebody says she hurt you. Or it hurt, which I guess could be death as well.
So point is, it ended poorly.
Yeah, point is, it's not great. And we learn this when we dive way too deep, way too soon into Matt's backstory. Like, he was not prepared. We don't know him well enough to be like, tell me all your traumas. Like, we hit that out.
Like, his
out of the park.
Cousin is just like, so I know that she died or got divorced or whatever the hell your issue was, like 2 years ago. How about you start dating again? And he was like,
Yeah, there's, like, we've known Jess for like 2 days. And then she's just like, hey, can't help but notice you're still not married again. And, like, it's whatever happened, it's been 2 years, but it's only been 2 years. Like,
and she's like, when's the last time you've been on a date? And he's like, the last time you set me up on one.
It was like 3 months ago. Like, it wasn't even that long ago.
Did you go on a second one? No.
No, yeah, and so they get real, like...
It's 112 people. Like, everybody there.
You're not gonna find...
You're probably related to half of them. Like,
yeah.
With 100 people, there's a significant amount of inbreeding. Like...
So after this whole thing, like she puts the ball together. Matt takes her out to see the Aurora Borealis because in Alaska you pretty much have to.
Okay, so I have a question. Shouldn't Alaska be don't they lack a day-night cycle? Like, shouldn't they be in like eternal darkness right now?
It's either I can't remember. I don't know if it's everywhere in Alaska, but that is certainly part of the issue.
Because, like, I
think that might be oh, no, I don't really know.
Yeah, because they start bonding over the flowers, right?
Yeah.
And she takes a picture and she's sending it to the client, I guess. And, like, he's just like, hey, it's me in a suit. What do you think? And she's like, what? And he's all like, yeah, I thought, if I wear this as a boutonniere, you can be all like, hey, look, it's a boutonniere. Uh-huh. And she's like, yeah, well, okay, sure. And they bond.
Yeah, there's that little moment.
And then she's like, oh, it's sunset. And he's like, sweet, let's go watch the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, they do mention, like, the sunset's at 4 and it rises at 10. So I guess they do kind of make a mention of it.
I'm just saying, it's Alaska. Isn't time weird there?
Yeah. But yeah, so he takes her out to see the Aurora Borealis, which is actually kind of a cute scene. As first dates go, that's a pretty big swing. So after that, early on in the movie, her sister gives her a gift just in case they don't see each other for Christmas. Yeah. And it's this little box, and she's like, don't open it until Christmas. And then so she doesn't wait until Christmas. Like 2 days later, she opens the box. What a heel.
And it's a snowflake necklace.
It's I thought it was a bracelet, but I think it might be a necklace. Anyway, it's a little snowflake and it's cute. And she realizes, like, this is her moment where she's just like, I got her a gift card. Which I do believe she actually got. Her assistant got her a gift card.
Yeah, so it proves that she kind of sucks at this.
Yeah, she's not great.
Apparently her mom used to wear a necklace like that, which shows that, her sister knows her reasonably well, and she phoned it in real hardcore.
It's real hard. There's a moment, like, the next day, Matt takes her out to do snow angels, and she acts like she's never even heard of the concept before. Again, it snows in New York.
Yeah. And then they get up from the snow angels, and unlike any snow I've ever been in, they're wearing jeans, and their butts are not wet at all. So, like, their icy potatoes are just falling off of them.
But that's what it says. It's just like, oh, so I just fall down? Even if you've never done a snow angel before... You know how it works.
I mean, they look at each other in the eye, and then they just do a death drop.
Pretty much, yeah. They both just kind of like, boom.
And then do angels, which is not how I would go about it. Like, snow's not soft, guys. Like, it's still...
It can be.
Not where I am. It's icy, hard, and evil.
Yeah. While this is going on, the evil lady, whose name was Rebecca, by the way, she tries to get the job out from under Jess again by going to the boss again. And this is pretty much how this goes. Give me the client. No. Give me the client. No. Give me the client. No. Give me the client. Well, mine.
Yeah, she's just like, well, it's like 2 days till Christmas. So, like, what's Jess even gonna do? Don't you want someone on the ground floor? Look at me, I'm here.
And she's literally, it's like she goes up to her and just goes, come on. No.
And she's like, if I give this to you, will you shut up?
No.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Anyway, she gets it because she's the vulture.
Yeah, and then she gets it. And spoiler alert, she gets it to the end. Like, Jess doesn't get it back.
Yeah. So the snowflake ball there.
Yeah, so I guess to get to that story, we got to tell you this one. She do the thing. Oh, Matt invites Jessica to the Jingle Bell Ball
that she planned.
And Jessica was like, "What? I'm going to that? I didn't think I was going. I don't
have anything
with a date. Is she the most oblivious lady in the world?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we can all kind of. Could you not see this? Do we need a giant lighting board with an arrow pointing for Jess?
Yeah.
Just like date him.
Date,
So she's like, he's like, you want to, don't make this weird. Do you want to go to the ball with me?
She's like,
no, actually, he doesn't even say with me. He just, do you want to go to the ball?
And she's like, okay.
I guess.
And then the aunt and the cousin pop out of the floor and was just like, I heard you're going to the ball. And she's like, yeah? I don't have anything to wear, though. Be like, it's okay, we already brought you to this dress. Weird.
Makeover.
There's not a montage. She just shows up, and she's wearing a nice dress, and her hair's done, and she's like, well, your aunt and cousin insisted I wear the heels, and they're just like, they got your shoe size right, too? Damn.
That's weird.
Wow, you guys have really been planning for this.
That's creepy, and I'm uncomfortable. So they get to the Jingle Bell Ball. And I don't know if you noticed this, but there's a band playing, and there's some guy with a banjo. But there's no banjo in the music.
Was there no banjo in the music?
No.
Well,
a banjo is a pretty obvious instrument.
That's true.
And I can't remember what it was. Obviously, it was like Jingle Bells, or it was Deck the Hall, or something like that. And there was a guy playing the banjo and playing it correctly. Like he was doing it well. But there's no banjo in the backing track. And she goes over to our pilot man, who is just like, hey, good news, the part we need came in early. We can leave tomorrow.
She's like,
and she says, any way we can leave earlier? Like,
well, she's trying to salvage her job here.
I know, but damn. Like, I thought we were having a nice time.
We are having a nice time, but we gotta save a job here. Blondie is trying to undermine us. She doesn't know that, but she can probably feel it. Feel it in the freaking force.
I suppose, but like, that's like just the initial, like, how quick. It was very much like, can't wait to get out of here. I know that's not how it meant, but that's how it came off.
And then I guess the mayor, the pilot has a thing for the mayor, I guess. Cause
that came out of nowhere.
I was just wondering, like, was that there earlier? Because he's just like, look, the mayor's standing under mistletoe. And he's like, excuse me.
And I'm out.
Hey, Miss Mayor, how's it going? How's it hanging? Me, the pilot.
Pilot. Pilot.
You don't have a pilot's license?
I'm a pilot. So we gotta remember to shut our phones off when we do this next time. Yeah. So while the party's going on, she gets a call from
her boss,
basically saying, "You're out. Rebecca's in." And she takes this like a champ.
Like, for something that means that she's not getting the promotion that she flew to Alaska to get, and, like, all her work is for naught, she takes it pretty well.
Like, she takes this one on the chin.
I mean, it sucks, and clearly, obviously, it sucks.
Yeah.
But she's just like, well, it's Christmas Eve. Let's go get hammered on some eggnog.
So, here's the thing I don't get, right? So, they make this whole big deal about the flowers, and then they're just like, oh, we can't do the flowers. She's like, well, we have to do the flowers. And so she goes to Alaska for the flowers. And then, like, 2 days before the wedding, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. So, like...
Yeah, because Rebecca gets the file or whatever.
Right.
And then, so Jessica's out, and she's just like...
Yeah. Like I said, she takes it really well.
So, she has a nice time at the ball. She makes a wish... Because they have this thing called...
The bouquet of...
Blessings, or whatever.
The blessings bouquet? The bouquet of blessings?
Yeah, apparently you write a wish on the Jingle Bell flowers, you stick it in a jar, and you stick that jar on a tree, and then it comes true, I guess.
Yeah, that's... You know, it's kind of cute. They all put in a wish in the thing, and then that's the end of it, really, until the very end.
It sounds cute. And he's like, what do you wish for? And she's like, I can't tell you, it won't come true. And, you know, birthday wish logic.
Yeah. So she talks to Renee, and Renee's just like, I'm sorry, but I need a wedding planner. Like, this blows, but you're not here, and I'm getting married in 2 days. And she's like, it's okay. You know, we'll I understand. Mm-hmm. She hangs up the phone, and then, like, somebody comes in and just like, pack your shit. She's like, why? You're leaving tonight. And like, why? And then it turns out Matt fixed everything.
Plane, I guess. He found the part in the middle of the garage and installed it himself.
Yeah, it's like the plane is fixed, and he's like, he called them and convinced them to open up the airport, because I guess he can do that.
I mean, it's one plane. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but like, he comes in and takes care of this like a bro.
Yeah. And like, the town comes in with these random people carrying boxes of flowers, filling the plane up with the flowers.
Yeah.
I mean, they're done with it. Like, they had the festival. Here, take them.
And then there's a little moment, like, as she gives like one wistful goodbye to everybody. And then Matt comes in just like, I did this. Oh, no, he didn't actually. She's just like, you did this? And he's like, hell yeah. And she's like, oh, and then they're super thankful, and they hug, and they do all that. Mm-hmm. And there's this moment that I really liked. Mm-hmm. He gives her a box of the cookies from the very beginning of the film that they fought over. Like, I know that was, like, a cheesy way to end, but aww.
That's pretty good. Auntie gives us an ornament, because I guess when Matt was in New York, he would send them a rando ornament every year he was away. So she was just like, hi, can you stay forever? Here's an ornament. She's like Grandma from Mulan, just like, would you like to stay forever?
Yeah. And then that's it. Jess flies home. Uh-huh. And we cut to Matt, which is, I imagine, just like a couple hours later. And the aunt is just like, hey, can't help but notice you didn't tap that.
You know, your uncle's been dead for like 2 years, right?
Yeah. And Matt's just like, well, I mean, yeah, but there are more important things here. Like, no, there's not. We're going to be fine. Go back to New York and do your life.
Did you do your dissertation?
And yeah, it's like, you have a dissertation to finish. And he's like, I've been finished that for years.
Then what the hell are you doing here, son? He's like, I needed a fresh start. Boy, get your ass back to New York.
So it was like, I guess he was like waiting for permission, I guess. Auntie, can I go have sex? Yes, of course.
So go back to New York. Get a job.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
Get out. Go.
Get out of my house.
Get your ass out of my house. So we cut back, and it's the wedding day, which I guess means it's Christmas Eve, and Renee is like all decked out, and it looks like an okay wedding.
And she hands her the bouquet.
Yeah, they have the bouquet, and then she's like, "Oh, everything's perfect," and Jess is like, "Not yet."
Here you go.
And she's like, "What's up, flower?"
And she's like, "Oh, look, Mom and Dad, look, that she got the thing, Mom and Dad."
And Mom is not that impressed.
In true Asian mom fashion, she isn't that impressed.
I do remember that. She was just like, "Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful." All right, guess I'll go see what's on TV.
Asian dad is pretty impressed. Like, he's like, "Oh, pretty flower."
Yeah, so Jess gets the job, even though it's no longer her job. She did it because she said she promised, and I get that. But aren't you like, maybe I'm petty, but part of me would just be like, "Oh, I got the flower," and then like crush it up in front of her, just like, I'm going away forever now.
I also have 4 crates of it. I've left it by the door. Okay, bye.
This was just more of a metaphorical thing. Your flowers are in the back. But
And then they attempt to have the wedding scene from Crazy Rich Asians, but they only had $20 left. So
I was gonna say, like, this is supposed to be like a huge like celebrity's wedding, and it just kind of looks like a wedding.
It just looks like a regular everyday wedding.
It's cute.
But again, they tried to have the wedding scene from Crazy Rich Asians, but they ran out of budget.
Yeah.
So they only had the arch and some random production people left.
Yeah, and there's not many people also went to that wedding. Like, it was not.
She walks down the aisle, she comes out, and we know she's popular because there's 10 photographers here to take her picture.
Yeah. So Jess is just like, I did it. I helped.
A tad.
I did some. And then she turns and just like, hey, Matt's here.
Okay, that isn't weird and creepy.
Yeah. And she's just like, Matt, what literally the hell? And he's just like, hey,
I got a job.
Yeah,
teaching down the street from you.
I moved back. I finished my dissertation. I'm going to start teaching at the university down the street, which is the most unrealistic thing about this entire movie, that he got a job the second he got into New York.
I was about to say, he got one in less than 10 hours.
Bullshit, Hallmark. You don't think I know? I know. And then she's like, oh, I guess my wish really did come true. Okay.
That was kind of cute.
Yeah, kind of a little bit. And then the movie just ends. Like
basically, he was just like, hey, you want to get dinner sometime?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, let's make out.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, they kiss. And then they just like walk away, just kind of like mumbling to themselves. So how's your flight? Good. And then it's like a fade to black. And then that's the end of the movie.
Yeah. They get together. The girl gets the flowers. I guess the vulture gets the credit.
Yeah.
And she doesn't move away and learns the magic of Christmas. I mean, it hit all the right notes, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Curtain down.
She finally has a reason to stay in New York. She didn't get the promotion. How sad.
Yeah, I guess that is a good thing, eh? That's kind of what they were going for.
Yeah, because she wanted to be around more. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, there it is. So that was Jingle Bell Bride in its entirety.
What else? Did I miss anything? We're just gonna let a stranger decorate the tree like 10 minutes in there. They just invited a random stranger into their house. Yeah. And they were just like, okay, so you're living here. Would you like to pretend like your family and to help us decorate the tree?
Well, you're not going to decorate the tree in front of her. Like,
I know, but they've known her for all of 20 minutes.
That's true.
That's a little weird. Also, what vending machine has Christmas cookies? I want that vending machine.
That was kind of nice.
So I'm going to check the position. Blondie sabotages everything. I missed a call. Again, how many Christmas trees does these people have? Like,
not
so
enough.
many. They had like 3. She even had a wood stove chimney in the guest room. Like, they had the whole
That's true. They were decked out.
They were real decked out. There was a lot of jokes about mooses, and then there was an actual shot of a moose. Is it just snow and mooses in Alaska?
Basically, northern Canada and Alaska, it's all moose.
It's all moose?
Everywhere the eye can see.
I thought mooses were made in Moose Factory, which is closer to the border.
Yes, and then they migrate.
To the north?
Clearly.
I see.
But yeah, so that's basically the movie in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Overall, it's not the worst. Like, even against, I'm gonna say real movies, but that's not what I mean. It's a little bit what I mean. It's not like the worst movie I've ever seen. It's kind of, it's middle of the road. It was nice enough.
It was cheery.
It was cheery.
Bright. She learned the meaning of Christmas.
Yeah, that's basically what you can ask for.
Stop spending Christmas with clients and more with your family. You crazy?
Yeah. So like I said, I think a solid 5 out of 10.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. I think that's the best way to put it. But yeah, so that's
Jingle Bell Bride.
That's Jingle Bell Bride. That's all we got to say on that one.
I thought she would get married in this particular.
You thought she was the Jingle Bell Bride?
I mean, she is the main character.
You would think, right? Let me check what the next movie is. Vamp for me.
And so, the Jingle Bell Bride is
a 2020 movie written and directed by Frank.
No, I thought, for Hallmark movies where they made 40 of them, I thought the production value was pretty good. I mean,
it's not bad. Like, it was clearly, it's clearly cheap.
I call it icy potatoes because it kind of looked like snow, but, it's clearly not.
Yeah.
But it had the right texture, so,
So, this is where things get tricky, right away, I guess. Because tomorrow, we are going to take a look at Chateau Christmas on Sunday, October 25th. That'll probably be out Monday, October 26th.
Okay.
At some point.
In history.
And then, while this is going on, there are 2 more movies on the Hallmark Mystery Channel, which we will take care of, I guess, Monday and Tuesday. So Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we'll get a little break until the next. So there's going to be 4 movies a week. So you get 4 episodes of this. So if you like this, it's going to keep coming. Unfortunately, it goes like this until the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And then stuff gets intense because there's a new movie every day. It's
well, if they're like this, it'll be fine. Right?
It'll be okay. Like, of course, it's not the hardest job in the world, but the enormity of how many movies there are.
Well, we get to see DJ Tanner,
that's true. Candace Cameron Bure.
Yeah. Host this entire festival.
Yeah.
So,
basically, what I'm trying to say is that we'll do the actual Hallmark Channel movies on the day of. So Saturday, like I said, today was Jingle Bell Bride. Sunday it'll be Chateau Christmas. Next Saturday we'll do One Royal Holiday, and then on the 12th date of Christmas, oh God, and then on the Mondays and the Tuesdays, maybe we'll throw in a day or 2 in between, so we're not completely inundating it, everybody. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll do the Hallmark mystery ones. Now, I kind of wonder what differentiates the mystery movie. Like, why on Hallmark mystery?
Oh, Hallmark mystery. They must be mystery Hallmark.
I was gonna say, are we gonna get Agatha Christie style murder mysteries?
No.
Set at Christmas.
No.
No? Are you sure? Because I sure would like that.
I would like that too, but I don't think they put that much thought into these. I think, think about how much thought went into this. Like,
Hey, somebody had to find an old script, find and replace all the names, change, Maui to Alaska. It's a whole thing. But yeah, so...
LA to New York.
LA to New York. Maybe that's why. But yeah, so we are 1 down, 39 to go.
You know, it wasn't bad.
It's not too bad. We'll see. We'll start out now. I'm making it to be a bigger deal than it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Ask me that next month. November 25th. We'll see how I'm feeling then. But yeah, so until tomorrow.
Until we meet again.
If you want to get in touch with us, I am on Twitter. I'm at Empty Square. EMPTYSQUARE on Twitter, kids.
I forget my own Twitter handle. I think it's at Aquadia_.
Cool. I will put it in the description just in case.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. And yeah, I guess until then, we will see you guys tomorrow.
Okay, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Get your what?
In case you're binging this the day before Christmas.
I don't know why you would be, but God bless you.
I don't know. Maybe they need a shot of Christmas. It's a dark year.
I feel you. So have a good night. We will see you tomorrow. I don't have an ending catchphrase.
Go ahead, watch Jingle Bell Bride. It's pretty good.
Yeah, watch Jingle Bell Bride. It's aight.
It's aight.
It's aight.